And we welcome back viewers on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. Jason Day in the fairway here at the 10th. He made his lone birdie of the day back at the par 5 4th hole. And let's take a look at Ready for Bethpage, presented by Cintas.
This is Ready for Bethpage, presented by Cintas. I'm Amanda Balionis. The par 5 4th is one of the signature holes here at Bethpage Black, and the players are going to have a decision on their hands. To explain why, here's head professional Charlie Bowling.
Thanks, Amanda. I'm in the fairway on the 517-yard par 5 4th hole at Bethpage Black. 517 yards isn't really a long par 5 for these PGA Tour players, but it does play uphill, and it has a series of 3 bunker complexes that can be challenging. Players who successfully negotiate the tee shot are faced with the decision. Do they go for the green, or do they lay up? Personally, I think the ideal play is to hit the ball pin high, but just to hit to the right of the green in the fairway, which sets up an easy chip and an easy birdie.
This is a decision that could make or break an entire round, but these players, they're ready for it.
Well, Bethpage Black doesn't offer too many opportunities to make birdies, but that is certainly one of them. And Jason Day got his lone birdie of the day there at the signature par 5 on the golf course.
And Rory McIlroy and Phil Mickelson both ended up getting their shots to the left of that flag. Charlie was saying, hey, listen, you want to make a birdie here, get to the right. They did not listen. They could have used a little bit of insight from him prior to taking on the 4th.
How many of the players in the field do you think would reach out to the head professional director of golf at a course and say, hey, listen, just come around with me for, a couple of hours, show me how to play the golf course, or simply just have a conversation?
I think the majority of them would be the club professionals that would do it, not necessarily the touring professionals, and in large part because they've played the golf course, a few numbers of times. 16, 09.
16, 12, 09.
Right.
Yeah, and here is Jason Day from 212 yards.
All right, that one's sitting up.
Again, Jason Day just a little out of sorts. His approach shots either slightly underhit, slightly overhit, slightly pushed, slightly pulled.
Just slightly off. Which, by the way, at Bethpage Black, if you're just slightly off, it can be a lot.
Right on 200 yards for Mickelson. He knew it straight away. Urging it to go. The fairway here ends some 70 yards short of the green. You've got a huge swale of heavy rough between the edge of the fairway and the green. It just adds to why this hole is so difficult. There's no other way to get on the green than hit 2 great shots.
Decisions now for Rory. Can he get the necessary loft on this club to get it to the green? He's not sure.
194 yards is the number. You can see half the golf ball, so the lie must be okay. Certainly a lot better than what you can get.
7 iron, maybe 6. I've not seen 6 get hit successfully out of the rough yet this week. Sounded solid.
That's a mighty effort.
That is a brilliant shot.
Hard to appreciate just how good that is.
Well, it looked like a smile.
It's the 10th hole. Really, I joked earlier in the week, it's a strong par 5. And you see the scoring reflects that.
Wouldn't you love to be able to hear the conversation that's taking place between Phil and Jason?
Just 7 birdies today. Brooks Koepka made one in the early groups out there.
Yeah.
14 doubles, including Tiger Woods and Ricky Fowler. Tiger Woods signed off in a 2 over par round, and that included an eagle, but 2 doubles and a handful of bogeys. So it was a topsy-turvy day for the most recent major champion. Isn't that lovely to say about Tiger Woods? But its current scoring average is 4.5. Which is just slightly easier than the par 5 fourth. So Phil Mickelson stepping down towards the bunkers and having some work to do to try and save his par here at 10, coming off the birdie at 9. We saw back at 8 when he was in a position of having to try and get up and down for par. He made a meal of it from a much easier position.
Well, this is what I was talking about, these bunkers, those flash faces, they tend to repel the ball away from the hole, more down to a level lie. You got to hit this really hard and really high. You can see the trajectory on that now. Did he get the distance correct? Yeah. Well done.
There's over 8 acres of bunkers here at Bethpage Black.
78 of them. 13 of them are on one hole. The 18th. 11 in the fairway. Yep.
And 2 up by the green. There's no shortage of bunkering between the 10th and 11th holes here as well.
No, and the other thing, though, is that the bunkers, they call it one bunker, but one bunker can really look like 8 because of all the fingers that they've got coming into the bunker complexes.
Really testing shot here for Jason Day because it's pretty much downhill once he gets onto the green to the hole.
That club face you'll see is wide open. He'll try to loft this up into the air again as we get a really good look at the face angle. Look at how open that club face is. That's a wonderful shot. That's one of the things that most people don't do when they're around the greens is open up that club face enough. They tend to go in very square, which takes the bounce out. The bounce is your friend. You want to use that, particularly when you're in the rough. Set that club face a little bit open, and then you can go ahead and hit it. It'll throw the ball up into the air. You don't have to worry about hitting it fat or thin. You kind of hit it like a bunker shot. Fabulous play by Jason Day.
Still some 4 feet left for his par, so not assured just yet, even with his ability to putt. But Rory McIlroy, the fact that he's even got a birdie look here is testament to how good that shot was. And this here, just get it on the right line and certainly have the speed to get to the hole. The only player in this group yet to have made a birdie today.
Gotta go.
Hard to fathom you could leave that short. The one thing these guys have in their favour is they'll be able to get out early tomorrow. Soft, smooth greens. They're going to begin, though, here on the 10th tee tomorrow morning, so it doesn't allow them to really settle in and feel comfortable.
And the wind is supposed to pick up tomorrow. I think it's supposed to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 to gusting to 20.
And that's out of the southwest too, which is a different wind to what they've been experiencing so far this week and today. Okay, to maintain his momentum off the birdie at the last, Phil Mickelson here at 10 for par.
He'll go to the claw right about here, I think. There he goes. Boy, these greens are pure.
Starting to roll a little bit now, isn't he? That's a couple of nice putts made back-to-back at 9 and 10.
Yep.
He remains 1 over. This back corner of the property, you're almost as far away from the clubhouse or the opening tee shot of the 18th green as you possibly could be
The only good news is you're close to the compound. And that works. That's where we're going to be. We're going to be headed back there later today.
That being the television compound, for those of you not au fait with the business that we're in. There's only about 800 trucks and 1,000 people back there, but
and catering, by the way.
Let's see if Jason Day can eat this little snack.
Ooh.
Was that a little...
Yeah,
pull?
that was a little bit... The tempo on that was a little bit abrupt.
It seemed to me that the wrists were a little bit too active through the stroke. It didn't even touch the hole. Little momentary lapse in concentration costs Jason Day another shot. He's back to +2. But a 4 on the card for McIlroy and Mickelson as they stride across to the 11th tee. But that was unusual to see Jason Day miss a putt of that length.
Extremely unusual. In fact, for a long time now, years, as we get a look at this putter goes back, and transition is such an important part of being successful in putting when you go from backstroke to through stroke, and you could see how that was really, really rushed. Probably because for Jason, he wasn't convinced that that was the right line. And now we jump over to the 11th hole.
Another stern test, this one. 444 yards.
And the bunkers that guard the left-hand side and right-hand side are really these two fingers that kind of come in from the left and right that narrow this fairway. That's at about 300 yards. We've seen some players hitting fairway woods off the tee, others hitting driver. Brooks Koepka hit driver in his round, favored it down the right-hand side, carried those bunkers, and was able then to attack this back left hole location, which is a new portion of the green that was just added. Reese Jones did that. Took this green that was a little bit more of a round green, stretched it back into the corner, and it's a wonderful addition to this extremely challenging hole.
Well, that allows for 2 more hole locations, and they're taking advantage straight away here in the opening round. The other feature about this hole is you cannot see any of the fairway off the tee, which makes it tough.
I thought you were going to say because it was so far away. Because I can't, when I stand on 10 and 11, I can't see the fairway either.
You're aiming for the mode portion of the walkway?
Are you kidding? That's what I'm doing. I'm hitting a wedge down to that forward tee.
Well, you'll see a little blue stand in the background. We've lost that sight, but you're aiming down the right half of this hole. There you go, that little blue stand in the background. That's what you're after.
And you can see him standing on the left side of the tee box trying to peel that back to the left, and that is a wonderful tee shot. A great start to this hole for Phil Mickelson. And Rory with the driver. He may be able to carry that bunker that sticks out in the fairway on the right-hand side.
Michael Lynch!
178 miles an hour ball speed.
Isn't that amazing? Phil Mickelson at almost 49 is only some 5 to 10 yards behind Rory McIlroy off the tee, and has actually outdriven him a couple of times today.
Oh, he outdrove him on number 1. Now Jason. This club has been very kind to him. He has really driven the ball nicely. That may be a little more left than he had hoped. And it is, and that one sat down.
More work to be done for Jason Day. Mickelson and McIlroy in the fairway. Back with more from the 101st PGA.